What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Bills Week 11 recap as the Browns lose to the Buffalo Bills today by a final score of 31-23, and they fall to 3-7 on the year. And the Browns still have not won a game on a Sunday since Week 1 when Cade York saved our skins with a 58-yard field goal at the buzzer, pretty much. I mean, the Panthers did have, I think, like one play to try to go down and win, but of course, we stopped them then. But this last time we won on a Sunday. The other two wins we have came on primetime, Thursday and Monday night. So yeah, you'd think at some point we would win on Sunday again, right? We're not going to go a whole season with just one win on a Sunday, right? I mean, we don't have any more primetime games unless they flex us into Sunday night or whatever, which would be foolish considering how we've been playing, unless Deshaun Watson gives you like all that marquee value and the current Sunday night game just sucks so bad that you be like, let's just throw Deshaun Watson and the Browns on Sunday night. Why not? Now they're not going to do that. But you look at how the Browns played in this game, and overall, I mean, they fought hard and valiantly. They didn't get completely embarrassed. This wasn't a 30-point blowout like a lot of people thought it would be. The Browns were actually winning. They actually, I think, outplayed the Bills in the first half, but of course, because of reasons, they were losing after the first half. And after that, it was pretty much all Bills. We fumbled the bag so many times. We actually literally had a fumbled snap as the Browns were driving down the field to maybe score. Uh, of course, Ethan Posick, our starting center, got hurt, and then they brought in a backup who, like I said, fumbled the snap, which ruined all momentum. And it seems like from that point on, the Bills just took all momentum away from us. Like in the first half, the Bills looked like a team that had just showed up like the day before with no practice at all. They looked like they were sleepwalking. And we only had like 10 points on them. Could have had more points, but couldn't take advantage. And defense couldn't really get a stop on Josh Allen. Josh Allen, 18 to 27, 197 yards and a touchdown. Not his craziest game, but still, I mean, they still got after us. On the ground, Devin Singletary, 18 carries, 86 yards and a touchdown. James Cook, 11 for 86. Josh Allen had 3 for 7, so he didn't really go off on us either. A lot of people were talking that Josh Allen was going to run all over us. No, it was Devin Singletary and James Cook. And then you look at what they did through the air, and they had 197 yards through the air, 7 receptions for 70 yards for Dawson Knox. Gabe Davis, 5 for 68. Stephon Diggs, 4 for 48 with a touchdown. Devin Singletary at 2 for 11. So they didn't really kill us through the air. Like as a whole, they did kind of, but not one person like that. Like what usually happens with us. But yeah, I mean, defense really couldn't get any turnovers, especially against a quarterback who is as turnover prone as Josh Allen is. We just couldn't force any turnovers, and imagine what we could have done if we did. But you look at how Brissett and company did. I think this was honestly one of Brissett's better games. 28 of 41, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, got sacked one time, had a rating of 116.3. On the ground, not a great day on the ground. Hunt had 5 carries for 32 yards. Jacoby Brissett, 7 carries for 29 yards. And Nick Chubb, 14 carries, 19 yards. Definitely, probably the worst game of the year for him. He couldn't get anything on the ground at all. And then you look at what we did through the air. Amari Cooper, 8 receptions, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. Donovan Peoples Jones in his home state, 5 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Nick Chubb had 3 for 48, so I guess he did good, catching the ball, though. Harrison Bryant, Captain Stonehands, had a touchdown, but he dropped it, of course. Same thing with Pharaoh Brown. In fact, that was actually his only target too. So after he couldn't catch that ball in the end zone, they just stopped going to Pharaoh. And then, yeah, Kareem Hunt had 2 for 22. David Bell had 4 for 22, and then David Njoku only had 2 receptions with 3 targets and 17 yards. So a very light work day for him. I think he was on a pitch count though, because he was coming back from an ankle injury. Unless he got hurt again, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, that fumble from Brissett really hurt us. That took all momentum away from us and gave it to the Bills. Because from that point on, they controlled it. We couldn't really stop them. Can't tell you how many times we gave them good field position because special teams low key sucks too. These punts were kind of mediocre, and then Kevin Stefanski once again tried to go for it on fourth down with not one but 2 straight QB sneaks, and of course we didn't get nothing because of course I think that led to a touchdown or whatever, led to points. I can tell you how many points we left on the board today. Someone said like 17 points. I mean, I could see it. The touchdown, the blocked field goal, that fumble could have led to a touchdown. We left so many points on the board today. Not to mention the, failed 2 point conversion too. We played good. We just fumbled the bag too many times. You can't do that against a good team like the Bills. I mean, look at the Vikings last week. The Vikings didn't really do anything dumb. And it seems like the Browns just cannot get out of their own way. And it's sad, but you can see it. This team tries so hard to stay out of their own way, and they just can't. They'd be tripping over themselves, metaphorically and literally. It seems like. We did have 2 sacks today, though. Myles Garrett once again got a sack, and Taven Bryan. Cool. Whatever. And despite how bad our offensive line has been playing, they only had 1 sack, and it was Matt Milano late in the game. So we did a good job protecting Jacoby, although it was mainly Jacoby, evading the pocket and taking off when needed. He really did a good job of showing off his legs today. That was good. But yeah, Jerome Ford had a couple of good kick returns. But yeah, overall, I mean, the offense just didn't do enough. And the defense couldn't get any stops. And against a good team, you need to get any amount of turnovers you can, especially considering Josh Allen, like I said, is turnover prone. We couldn't force any turnovers against a turnover prone quarterback. It's tough. That's tough, man. We caught some tough breaks today. And then, of course, because, we like pain at the end of the game, DPJ gets a touchdown, cuts the lead to 8. We go for the onside. And this onside kick was way better than the first one. That's for sure. And so York kicks it. It's bouncing on the ground. It goes off a Bills player. Ronnie Harrison's right there to catch it. Goes off his hands. Actually, looked like we had a chance at it again, but then a Bills player hits it out of bounds. And now it's game. It's just our luck. It seems like the football gods will not allow us to do what the Jets did. You know? Yeah, of course. I don't know when we're going to win a game again. Now you look at what we got coming up. We got the Bucks next week. That is Jacoby Brissett's last start with the Browns as our starter. And then Deshaun takes over against his old team. Hopefully, we show out against the pathetic Texans. We better, or we're in trouble. Because we lose to them, we're going to get ripped by the media, Texans fans, and trolled by Texans fans as well. We're going to get ripped by everybody and trolled by everybody. Yeah, you beat Deshaun Watson. Yeah, it's gonna be hell if we lose to the Texans. And then after that, we got 3 games in the final 6 as well against divisional opponents who we've played really well against. In fact, we're 2-1 in the division, which is crazy. And then the only other non-divisional games besides the Texans, we have the Commanders, who are playing a lot better, who beat the Texans, I believe, today. Could be wrong, but last I checked, they were winning. And then we have the Saints, who are struggling. At least they've been struggling. But we'll see how we do with Deshaun. But got one more game without him. And then it's officially Deshaun Watson season. And who knows what's going to happen there. Some people say, what if we win, 6 straight? That would be the ultimate tease for the Browns. Look like garbage for the first, 12 weeks? 12 games? You get to like 3-8, and then you win 6 straight. Get yourself a winning record, but you don't make the playoffs. And you essentially screw the Texans out of 2 top 10 picks. Which I guess that would be the ultimate revenge for Deshaun Watson. Because how bad they did him over there. But, yeah, I'm not going to get into that right now. We got the Buccaneers coming up next week in Cleveland. That should be a good one, right? Can't wait for Tom Brady to pick us apart like a Thanksgiving turkey, man. It's going to probably be ugly. Honestly, if we play like this, we might have a chance. But who knows? We'll see what happens. But of course, I'll have that video out on Tuesday, like always. So when it comes to future live streams, I'll be live tomorrow night for Cavs and Hawks. Then I believe I'll be live on Wednesday for Cavs and Blazers. I think there's another game too, but we'll see. Again, Friday against, I think, the Bucks. Might go live for that one too. And then, of course, on Saturday, I'll be live for the game. No, not Triple H or the rapper. I'm talking about Ohio State versus that team up north. That should be a doozy. Both teams undefeated. Game of the Century 2.0. Seems like it. And then, of course, next Sunday, I'll be live for Browns and Bucks and Jacoby Brissett's final start as our starter. And then Deshaun Watson comes back the next week against the Texans. Should be a good one. But that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow night for Cavs and Hawks. Until then, go Browns, and I'm out.